Just got done the gym. Had a good leg day today, day before my birthday. About to turn 36. There it is. But I learned a lot while I was in there. I'd be on here all day if I shared everything, but I wanted to share one thing, and that is I've always heard it said that you will never make the shots that you don't take. But most people are too afraid to even take the shot for fear and anxiety of missing the shot. This came to mind because after leaving the gym, I had balled up a cleaning rag after wiping down the seat that I was on the last machine. Took a shot. I took a shot and I made it. Yeah, cool. It's a good saying. It's a good principle. But I think it's a little different. I would say it would be a lot more useful and helpful for most people. Look at it from a different perspective, and that is this. What if it was never about making the shot in the first place? What if taking the shot is actually a lot more important and has a much bigger impact than actually making it? Because I was thinking about a verse in the Bible, Philippians 4 verse 6, and he says to be anxious for nothing, have anxiety about nothing. The verse goes on, and he goes on to say, pray to God instead, as opposed to having anxiety. If we were to just stay on have anxiety over absolutely nothing, that ties perfectly into taking the shot is way more important and more impactful than actually making it. Because the only thing stopping me from taking the shot, like envision yourself, picture yourself, imagine yourself in the gym, very low stakes, right? And when I say the gym, I mean like lifting weights, not the gym playing basketball. Yeah, not the gym playing basketball, not surrounded by a whole crowd of people watching you. The game depends on you making the shot. No. Very low stakes. You just cleaned off the machine that you were on, working hard, getting your reps in, sweat all over the place. You spray the bottle with the cleaner. You wipe the seat down, get your sweat off, and now you're up. You ball up the little cleaning towel that you just wiped all your sweat off the machine with, and you queue up to take the shot. The only thing that would be stopping you in that moment from just taking the shot, because like there's no one there threatening to like shoot you. There's no threat of danger if you take the shot and if you make or miss it. The only thing that would be stopping you from taking the shot with that balled up piece of dirty sweat paper would be anxiety. That's it. That's literally it. When it all boils down to it, the only thing that would be stopping you from taking that shot to make it into that trash can is anxiety. Because it's anxiety, like when you really begin to be anxious and sit in those anxious feelings, your brain starts to work and your head starts to come up with all these stories of what if I miss it? And if I miss it, then I'll be embarrassed. And if I'm embarrassed, then I'll look this way in front of that girl over there, or in front of those guys over there. I'll look like a fool, or I'll look like a loser, or what? Like, this is what our brains do all over a little sweat ball, a little sweat piece of paper. Anxiety is the only thing that would be stopping you from the low stakes activity of taking the shot to make it into the trash can, or not. But the fact of the matter is, if the anxiety stops you, none of that matters. It doesn't even matter if you make or miss it. Because if you don't take the shot, anxiety wins. And if anxiety wins in just that tiny little moment, if anxiety wins in that moment, that's so low stakes, that means absolutely nothing. Because think about it. This is a piece of paper. If you make it, what? You might feel good about yourself for about half a second and you move on with your day. Everybody else is on the treadmill. People are benching, they're lifting weights. No one's paying attention to you. But if you miss it, it's the same thing. It's not like as soon as you release that piece of paper into the air, everybody stops and turns around and looks at you. Is it going to make it? Is it going in? Is it going to go? Like, no one does that. But that's the picture that plays in your head when you let anxiety take control and take a hold of you. And something that small, something that insignificant, something that low stakes is a mini picture. It's a tiny little picture of how most people go throughout life. It's the tiny little picture of the exact same thing that stops you from reaching and accomplishing your goals. It's the tiny little picture of whatever it's been throughout my life that stopped me from reaching and achieving my goals. Anxiety. Taking the shot is so much more important than making or missing it, because when I take it, I tell the anxiety, like, if I were to picture anxiety like a character, like a person standing in front of me, I tell the anxiety, screw you, bro. I don't care when I take that shot. Not when I make it. Not when I miss it. When I take it. Because in taking the shot, not only do I exercise courage, because courage is doing the thing in spite of the anxiety. I've got the feeling of anxiety, but I do it anyway. Regardless of what the outcome is, I do it anyway. So not only do I exercise courage, but I also exercise faith. Because faith says, it doesn't matter whatever I'm feeling. It doesn't matter what the outcome is. It doesn't matter what I'm feeling in the moment. It doesn't matter if there's anxiety. What's the anxiety based on? It's not based on anything. It's based on a made up picture in my head that doesn't exist. It literally doesn't exist. It's not there. Because when I like really ride the train of thought, that anxiety picture is a picture of me looking like a fool shooting the shot. But if I haven't shot the shot, then that shot that I'm playing in my head literally doesn't exist. It's not real. It's not an actual shot. And so what faith does in that exercise of taking that shot and exercising that faith, when I do that, not only am I becoming courageous and I'm exercising courage, but my faith is growing, and I'm I'm getting stronger in my faith when I take that shot. And then when I take that shot, every single time I take it, despite the anxiety, despite this made up story in my head that comes from the feeling of anxiety of, oh no, I might look like this. I might look weird. I might look cringe. I might look like a fool. I might look like a loser. Despite all of this, excuse me, and this can be applied to anything. This can be applied to this very video. This woman's pulling up to me right now on my left side, right here. I could be like, oh, she might look at me weird because I'm in my car recording a video, talking to a camera, talking to a phone. So what? I don't know her. I'm not even going to see her again. And even if I do, I'm not even going to remember that I saw her this time. But every single rep that I take, shooting the shot, taking that chance, going to the gym, keeping my word to myself, waking up at the time that I said I was going to, talking to that girl, making that move, doing that reach out to that company, that dream company, starting that business, starting that meal plan, that nutrition plan, saying yes to that like whatever it is, I'm exercising another rep in the direction of growth. Because growth only happens when I step into faith and when I push myself past my current limit. And anxiety is there to stop us from pushing past our current limit. That's what anxiety is there for. It's there to stop us from pushing past that current limit. But the fact of the matter is, growth is always growth. And the reason why I say that is because if you grow 1% each time, %1 is better than 0%. If I move in the direction of growth by 1% or 5% or 0.5%, it doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, if I maintain that shooting the shot, taking that risk, embracing that cringe, embracing that feeling of embarrassment towards my goal, towards what I want, towards the dream life that I have in my head. If I take that shot, miss or make, it doesn't matter. Because taking the shot, I'm spitting in the face of anxiety. I'm building trust in myself. I'm exercising courage, so I'm becoming courageous. And I'm growing.